What's up, guys? The Lazy Goldmaker here, and some of you will be noticing that, well, this isn't TBC, and you're right, we are logged into the War Within for once. So yeah, I am going to be playing the War Within, or rather Midnight, which is what's coming very soon. I've not been super active generally in retail throughout War Within. I was a little bit active at the beginning, or really that much in Dragonflight past like the midway point, as I've been raiding in Cataclysm and Mop and playing most of my time there. Um, and I haven't sort of enjoyed retail gold making that much, and I've just prioritized classic for a while. But I'm going back for midnight, and I'm kind of excited. I've stayed away on purpose to be a little bit more excited. I have almost done zero research for midnight, which is fun. But I do know that professions are pretty similar overall to the War Within. So we're going to dive in and talk a little bit about what I'm going to do in Midnight. So is Lazy Goldmaking dead? Like, one reason why I haven't done much in the War Within and Dragonflight, for that matter, is that the profession overhaul that they brought with Dragonflight overall killed a lot of the markets that I've been focusing on. In particular, it absolutely murdered catch-up gear, which has been my bread and butter across almost every version of WoW with professions as gear. And they're just gear crafting. You have to sit and trade and spam for crafting orders, which is dead boring. There hasn't been anything like the Crafter's Mark gear from Shadowlands, which I made an absolute killing on. Obviously, there hasn't been anything like the Shadowlands legendaries, but they were sort of like a really weird point in time that I don't think anyone was ever planning to repeat. In addition, the profession knowledge system generally heavily favors people who can and want to go absolutely crazy effort-wise. Like unlocking every possible early way of getting reputation, getting everything, getting all of your rewards, all of your knowledge, farming artisan security, so you can buy the books. Has heavily been favored if you want to like go deep in one profession and get to max skill. You pretty much needed to be able to and willing to sort of know life your character, and I haven't been able to do that. And that's been necessary if you want to compete in that market, because you're working on really thin margins, relatively speaking, on the region-wide auction house, and there just isn't anything. There isn't much gear crafting, so you can't really compete on your specific server auction house much. But the War Within did change the Dragonflight, which is sort of like the doom and gloom point. In Dragonflight, we did get concentration, which is a massive boon to casuals and to me, and it was something that I started making gold with. But then I was just playing too much Cataclysm and Mist to really put my teeth into it, essentially. So now we do have access to a lazy gold making method again with concentration, which you get back every day. And we can see that I do have quite a few crafters set up. Nothing crazy. I know people have 30, 50 alts going into midnight. I'm not on that level, but we are making gold. And that's the important part, because once you've set up a alt, you can just fire and forget. Log in every 2 days, so you don't, or every 3 days, 4 days, so you don't lose out. Actually, every 4 days, so you don't lose any concentration. And then log in weekly and do like some weekly activities. Obviously, you want to get profession tool will help, but you can get away with lower level profession tools because you're still looking at a good profit per craft generally. So that's what I need to set up. I have a bunch of like 72, 73, 74 crafters. I've started leveling them. Luckily, leveling is extremely quick. You just do 3 delves. You get from 72 to 80, essentially, as long as they have Delver's Call quests. So it's like a half an hour to level to 80. So I have leveled 7 characters to 80 so far. I'm planning to level 3 more. I may do some boosting as well. We will see. But I'll have a 10, 12, 15 alt, somewhere in that range. Now, generally speaking, at the early stages of the expansion, you can see concentration values in the 10 gold range, 10, 20 for some crafts is what we've seen in the past. Is sort of like the high point. Obviously, most of them are going to be lower, but we've seen like 5 gold sustained for quite long. At 10 gold per, if you have like 12 alts, that's going to be 25,000 gold per day, essentially, in concentration profits. And then if the value is higher, or if you have more alts, then you're making a really good chunk of gold per day. So that's essentially what we're trying to do. I have not decided on my profession setups, I'll be honest, because as I said, I have not done much midnight research. I'll be going in sort of blind, figuring it out as I go along, because that's just more fun to me than playing on the beta. I don't enjoy playing on the beta at all. It just feels mentally like a waste to me. And I also don't like treating sort of WoW as like completely as a job. I like playing the game and figuring things out as I go. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to dive in. We're going to find some things to make gold with. We're going to try to make some tools as well as we go. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to putting my teeth into Midnight. I'm really excited. I'm no longer raiding in Mr. Paneria. We are going all in on mostly playing Midnight. I'll be doing some TBC, but mostly Midnight going forward. So yeah. Now, one caveat, obviously, there are some other lazy gold making methods that aren't related to professions that still work really well, like if you're doing multi-realm flipping, for instance. I just got burned out from all of the loading screens, and eventually, like, I stopped logging in, and I have lost probably millions of gold worth of battle pets that disappeared in the mailbox. So yeah, that's that. We are going to focus on professions and stuff that moves quickly and that doesn't require that many characters or that much logging in. Although obviously, I mean, I'm making 12 volts for concentration, so we are gonna be putting in some work there. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.